Happy day after second impeachment. It's a beautiful thing. It's a
Yes.
beautiful
Oh,
thing.
I'm just, the second time around is always, I just have a special afterglow. And I guess what else I have an afterglow from? During the break, I got to listen to more of Out in Left Field, and you are a delight, ma'am. Your podcast, Out in Left Field on the Sexy Liberal Podcast Network, is fantastic.
Thank you very much, my dear. I enjoy doing those. My guests light me up, and it's always nice to spend an hour laughing and sometimes crying with some of the most amazing people on the planet.
Yep.
I get to have my friends in my ears now that I'm in COVID lock. Because what I was thinking is after a year of lockdown, I'm like, what I need now is more isolation and actually getting COVID, because that will be super fun. So I did. So
You're
we
such an
all have
overachiever. COVID. I mean, if you weren't such an overachiever, Steph, you still might be COVID free right now.
Oh, wait, Sean, can you find the phone message? The phone message. Dana, this is because I think you have a bird's eye view to how it's all in perception. Do I have a sad little life? Yes, in some ways. Am I a sad little single lady that has COVID? Yes. But did I get this phone message on my machine? Because all we said last week, my only dream was, I'm so looking forward to boring, and we do not have Joanne Worley saying boring. And so this happened.
Hi, Stephanie Miller, Joanne Worley calling you. Lily Tomlin just called me and said that you wanted a boring.
That's fantastic.
That's the best phone tree ever, by the way.
I mean, Dana, magical life or sad little life? It's such a fine line, because who does that happen to?
It is magical, my dear. You should also raise the bar, start asking for lottery numbers, like really, really get this going.
Yeah.
If people are going to deliver stuff to you, you need to ask for more.
I just love that Lily Tomlin immediately calls Joanne Worley with like a state of national comedy emergency. She needs a boring right now, Joanne. Call her now.
Boring.
They're fabulous women. Fabulous women.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Oh my
God.
God.
Not a fabulous woman. Not a fabulous woman. Mitch McConnell. He's not a fabulous woman.
But Lindsey Graham.
Well, you pointed it out, Dana. You were saying, BS. Turtle, you could Amy COVID Barrett in 2 days. Really? There's no time now for an impeachment, right?
He's such a master at manipulating the press. He's not going to do anything. He wants everyone to pay attention to something else, distract. Look, we're going to get him out. And you know what? He's counting on Republicans' rage lowering. He's counting on to being able to now blame the Democrats for not focusing on the agenda and instead focusing on impeachment. He is a diabolical, evil genius, always has been. And if he were to actually vote to convict Trump, it would be proof, hands down, that there was never blackmail. There was never anything incriminating. He's just this horrible of a human being unless people take away his money.
And we were saying our version of it out here is slimy Kevin McCarthy, who has not a principle in his body. He was running around asking other Republicans whether he should ask Trump to resign. He's begging Nancy Pelosi for censure. And here he is, he was just on Fox News, Dana, a week and a half ago saying Trump won this election and we're not going to stop fighting. And here he is yesterday on the House floor.
I believe impeaching the president in such a short time frame would be a mistake. No investigations have been completed. No hearings have been held. What's more, the Senate has confirmed that no trial will begin until after President-elect Biden is sworn in. But here is what a vote to impeach would do. A vote to impeach would further divide this nation. A vote to impeach would further fan the flames of partisan division.
Oh, my God.
So overturning the will of 81 million Americans was unity. That was not divisive. But now,
every single one of these mother effers is the abusive husband that beats his wife. And then when she's going to call the police, honey, but you'll break up our family. Is that really what you want to do? You don't want to break up our family. All of these guys and some of these women. Yep. I'm like, what kind of unhealthy relationships have you been in your entire life that this feels normal to you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, everybody, people, Dana, it's amazing the people that have been victims of domestic violence all saying that this is the most dangerous period when you leave, you know, and it is, one more, Kevin McCarthy.
That doesn't mean the president is free from fault. The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding. These facts require immediate action by President Trump. Accept his share of responsibility, quell the brewing unrest, and ensure President-elect Biden is able to successfully begin his term.
He's just, he's so full of crap. I don't even know. Okay. First of all, he's like, oh, we haven't seen evidence or they almost killed you 5 days ago. You personally saw it.
That's the thing. I guess that's not, in order for them to feel, they have to be the person he shoots on Fifth Avenue. That would have to be what the bad thing is.
Yeah.
What are the consequences? If he says he has to take responsibility, Trump needs to take responsibility, there needs to be consequences. What are they? Because the only consequences look like right now that they're coming from corporate America and he's losing money. And that is great, but it doesn't do anything for the country.
Yeah. I said it. I tweeted it the day of the thing. I said, Trump just shot someone on Fifth Avenue today. You know, Republicans, your move. Your monster, your move.
Yeah.
I mean, and we saw yesterday only 9 Republican senators are publicly standing with Lindsey Graham against impeachment, right? So this is Graham said to my Republican colleagues who legitimize this process, you're doing great damage, not only to the country, the future of the presidency, but also to the party. So far, Graham doesn't seem to be getting much traction. I mean, and he's right 3 days ago, I'm done with this president. I'm done. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my life to give. I'll survive. And then 2 days later, he's back to defending him.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of being in an abusive relationship, right?
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And if these roles were reversed, and a Democratic president would never do what Donald Trump has done over the last 4 years. But if it was reversed, they would be there 24 hours a day to impeach and convict him or her immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hakeem Jeffries, who is just awesome, let's just say, yesterday.
I did not come to Congress to impeach Donald Trump, but the constitutional crimes by an out-of-control president inspired by his hatred and the big lie that he told cannot be ignored. Donald Trump is a living, breathing, impeachable offense. It is what it is. The violent attack on the U.S. Capitol was an act of insurrection incited by Donald Trump. He is a clear and present danger to the health, safety, and well-being of the American people, and that is why this impeachment is necessary on the House floor for a second time with a bipartisan majority.
By the way, Dana, we keep talking all morning about why, Republicans would like to move on. Sean Patrick Maloney confirmed the account by Representative Mikey Sherrill that insurrectionists were doing a reconnaissance tour with members of Congress the day before the attack. He said, I can confirm that. I don't have firsthand knowledge of it, but I spoke to a member who saw it personally, and he described it with some alarm. He said, the sad reality, we find ourselves at a place where the enemy is within, and we cannot trust our own colleagues.
And it's horrifying. Every one of them should be in prison. If that's true, and all three
Dana,
of those.
Thank you. There's all this talk about, expelling them from Congress or not. They should be in prison. They should be arrested.
They should be charged with battery.
To do.
They should be charged with battery, if nothing else. Yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Representative, by the way, Representative Cori Bush is my new spirit animal. Can I just say,
fabulous.
She is so, she's got to be like honorary squad or something, because I love how, and she actually tweeted yesterday, she said, I'm sorry, the person that calls out the white supremacists, the black congressperson who calls out the white supremacists is the one that gets booed, right? They booed her for this yesterday.
If we fail to remove a white supremacist president who incited a white supremacist insurrection, it's communities like Missouri's 1st District that suffer the most. The 117th Congress must understand that we have a mandate to legislate in defense of Black lives. The first step in that process is to root out white supremacy, starting with impeaching the white supremacist in chief.
Thank you.
And that's beautiful.
Love her.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And I can feel their sphincter snap shut. She has like a visible tattoo. She has fantastic nails. Like I can just feel them like, the militant black lady with tattoo. Oh,
she is to the white supremacists in Congress what Kristen Sinema is to Mike Pence. Like that God, there's a bisexual woman with a purple wig standing in front of me.
Mother, she has bare arms.
That look on Kristen Sinema's face, that smirk, was just everything about like, I'll swear in on the Constitution, not the Bible. She just looks at Mike Pence. And then, And then they said, she goes, "Oh, is there a spouse here that could step in?" Or like, you know, she was just effing with him.
Right? So good. You know what made my blood boil yesterday, because I listened to it while I was driving, is that all of these a-holes that basically were applauding Capitol Police, who deserved it, were the same jerks that 3 hours earlier would not go through metal detectors and sidestep the Capitol Police. Right. So apparently blue lives only matter when they benefit you. Otherwise, you don't care or respect the police.
And as Pelosi said, Dana is screaming at them, abusing Capitol Police for asking them to follow the rules and go through the metal detector.
It doesn't apply to them. Doesn't apply to them.
Yeah, masks don't apply to them. Not carrying a gun to the floor doesn't apply to them. And I love that Nancy Pelosi dropped the hammer. I mean, it's like she runs kindergarten.
She seriously does.
You get $5,000, then $10,000 right out of your check. Like, no, you don't get to walk around the metal detector and scream at Capitol Police and shove them. Like, it's insane. They are a lawless party.
Not to mention the Capitol Police a week ago were under riot and insurrection. Do you know the psychological damage that they were dealing with? And then they have to deal with these privileged jerks that won't listen to them?
I mean, and are we not
They should be expelled for that.
Are we not counting the Capitol Police officer that killed himself after this? Right. I mean, are we not counting the people that are going to die of COVID because these Republican mask holes wouldn't wear a mask? The 3 Congress people that already have COVID, and God knows how many other people got COVID from this super spreader event.
Those are the little jerky kids that bring peanuts to preschool when everyone else has an allergy to them. And they're just eating them out in public. Like, I'm not allergic to peanuts. I'm cool.
18 minutes after the hour.